Hey guys, I am here. Happy Monday. It is Mindfulness Monday here on Blooming Brilliant. If you don't know me, I'm Christine. I blog over at our parenting, our parenting lifestyle blog, where we share educational activities for kids, homeschooling advice, and of course, parenting advice. So yeah, that's over at bloomingbrilliant.net, and I'm Christine, the owner and content creator there, and I share lots of fun and helpful tips here too, as I like to believe, right? Today I'm talking to you about helping kids cope with stress. And if you've been watching our Mindfulness Monday videos here, where I go live and share some tips right here live and in action, I have talked about stress in kids and how it's becoming more and more serious that kids are dealing with stress. So why do we try to counteract all these bad things that stress causes? Because we know stress is like the silent killer. It really affects your life and your health. So how can we help our kids grow into healthier human beings by taking on these mindfulness practices into their daily lives? And that's what I'm talking about today. And so what am I going to say? I'm going to say what mindfulness activities do to counteract all that stress that they're dealing with. So mindfulness activities help lower your heart rate because you're stopping and you're becoming more mindful. You're being more conscious of your breath and of your heartbeat. So you are lowering your heart rate. You are normalizing blood flow. You are slowing down the breath and extending the inhalation and exhalation. You're reducing a release of the stress hormones, and you're strengthening your immunity. Now, those all sound like great things, and I talk about it more on the blog post for today, but it's super important to get your kids involved in mindfulness activities, especially if they're dealing with stress or hyperactivity. And I'm going to give you like 6 examples of mindful activities that you can do and you can start implementing in your daily life today. Okay? So you can get more details on each of these activities on the blog. I'm going to just name them and try to tell you a little bit about them. So I'm going to start with the second one that I've talked about on the blog, and that is mindful coloring. Everywhere lately, or like the past few years, coloring has become like this thing for adults. Coloring has been known to stop adults from stressing and going crazy. So why not, as a family, become colorers? You know, like color as a family, stop, be present in the moment, relax with creativity and colors, and it's great to connect you guys as a unit and also slow everybody down and calm down. So mindful coloring is one of the activities. Another activity is going on a nature walk. So going outside, and I know if you're like us here on the East Coast where it's dreary and cold and not necessarily the time that you would go out for a walk, but it is so important to go out into nature. And then this is something that you can implement. So you don't have to do just nature walks, but like say you want to do mindfulness coloring on a certain like day or whenever that fits into your schedule. And maybe like on the weekend you'll go for like a nature walk or something. So yeah, going out into nature and walking outside and becoming more aware of what's going on outside, like of the birds and of the trees. And you know, you could try a silent walk, or you can go for one where somebody is leading the walk and you're becoming more aware of like the things that you're seeing and hearing as you are walking. The next one is probably the most fun one, and probably one that we all do at some point with our kids, and that is dance it out. And I don't know about you if you're a Grey's Anatomy fan, but this, when I was writing it, was like totally like Grey's Anatomy moment. When they feel like poop, they are dancing it out and getting their good energy flowing. So mindfulness doesn't always have to be the quiet, sitting in lotus position, meditation that we all have become accustomed to when we hear mindfulness. You could let loose, listen to some good music, and let out those good hormones by getting active and moving, and just for like 5 minutes, just do an impromptu dance party to like your favorite tunes, and it really helps. The next one that I'm going to share is gratitude. Now, we all know being in an attitude of gratitude is something that really it attracts more things that you want in your life. It makes you more aware of what is going good in your life, like what is really working in my life. It really it makes you see that all these blessings that you already have. So becoming more aware of things that you are grateful for is another practice that you can try implementing. We have a gratitude journal with prompts that we put out around Thanksgiving time, which we do this every year around Thanksgiving. We do a thankful journal. You can print that out. It's like 31 days of gratitude, and I link to it in the blog. So you could print that out, and you have like a little journal that you can do with your kids, or you can do separately, and you can write out what you're grateful for, or just around the dinner table, say like a couple of things or a thing that you're grateful for the day. And it really helps children become more aware and like look for the thing that they're going to say. We do something kind of like this, like we've been doing. It's our highs and lows for the day, which we do. And it's pretty much telling us at the end of the day, probably around the time we go to bed, we say, well, what did you really enjoy about today? And usually it's something that we've all done together. We all stopped and played together, or we all did something that was really fun. And then we have our lows, so that we even like acknowledge the places that we can improve on. So that's another one. And so the last one that I think I'm going to share with you for today is the pay it forward practice. So kindness, really, I think this one is all about, and that is showing your children that kindness is key, and that you want to show them that how you pay it forward. So whether it's like paying for somebody's coffee that's behind you when you're at the store and your kid is like noticing that, you're showing that giving is just as good as receiving, and if not, better than receiving, because you know that you always feel really good when you give something to someone. And it's usually, like, I think at Christmas time, the best time is when somebody's opening the present that you got them versus you opening presents that you get for yourself, and sharing that with your children and letting them become more aware that it is better to give than to receive is a really great way to bring mindfulness on like what you get and how to be kind to others. So yeah, that's what I think, and that is all that I'm sharing for today. So if there's any questions or comments, I will hop back in and respond, because I don't see anybody actually here right now. I know I think this is the best time though, around 2-3 o'clock Eastern time, for me to go live, because we do our homeschool in the morning, and then by time this time comes, it's the only like hour or so that I have. So I hope that in time we will get on a schedule that it will work for you as well. So that's it for Mindfulness Monday today. I will come back on sometime this week to talk about other things, but if you have any questions, comments, or anything that you want to share that you think are great activities to do with kids to help them become more mindful and help them cope with their stress, let us know in the comments, and we will see you soon. Bye!